If you're a young footballer and want to improve as fast as possible, not in a few short years, but in a few short months, then this video is for you. I'm going to break down exactly what you need to focus on in 4 key areas, which are going to be training, diet, recovery, and mentality. Forget the fluff, forget all the noise. This is all you need to focus on to become the best footballer possible in today's competitive world. Let's get straight into this shit. Firstly, let's talk training. And I'm not just talking about turning up twice to your team training sessions every week. If you actually want to exponentially level up your game, you're going to be doing much more than that. You're going to have to do a lot more to level up and quick. Be specific with your training. Don't be generic and do generic cone drills. Focus on your weaknesses. Maybe it's a poor first touch. Maybe it is shooting with your left foot or your weak foot. Maybe it's close control under pressure. You need to focus on your needs and on your weaknesses and tailor your training sessions in order to enhance or improve those weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Use position specific drills. If you look at some of the top young footballers in today's world, such as Rio Ngumoha, you can see them training on platforms like Instagram. He's a winger, so he does position specific drills for wingers, which focus on sharpness, agility, cutting in, close control, under pressure, all of these things. A winger's session though should look much different to a centre back's session. You have to focus on what you need to improve on to be the best at your chosen position. Here is an actionable step you can take right now. I want you to write down 3 things that are holding you back as a player the most in this current moment. And every individual session you do is going to have to be tailored towards improving these 3 key areas which you need to improve on. Now, the intensity at which you need to do your drills doesn't need to be stated. You need to try and replicate match scenarios. Imagine the defenders are there even when they're not. The players who are going to do the best in game are those who manage to replicate actual in-game scenarios in their individual training sessions. Play with that urgency, with that sharpness. That's what's going to get you to that top level. And also, whenever you can, try to involve yourself in small-sided games, because these are an absolute goldmine, especially if you're playing with players of similar ability and even better, higher abilities. If you manage to train with academy players and small team training sessions, that's what's going to exponentially increase your playing ability. You're going to make quicker decisions, things that are actually going to impact in the actual match. These are an absolute goldmine and you should get involved as often as you can. Lastly, in terms of training, I want to say consistency will be motivation. What I mean is, it's better to have 5 to 6, 45 to 60 minute training sessions rather than like long 3-hour grinds. Think of it as food. If you were served 2 mountains of food, you're most likely not going to finish all the food. But if you were served 4 to 5 platters, but they were small and throughout the day, then you're most likely to finish all of them. Focus on the quality of your training sessions, not just training long amounts of time and then not doing anything on other days. It needs to be short, focused sessions consistently, day over day. Now, if you want to be an absolute professional about your training sessions, then you can record yourself. You can measure how fast you ran on certain sprints. You can video yourself when you're training. Maybe you sky the shot, analyze what you've done wrong. Did you place your foot underneath the ball a bit too much? Did you lean back? These minute details are what's going to separate you from your competition. So if you're doing these things, then trust me, you're going to see results quicker than expected. In addition, if your games are recorded on a video camera or on another sort of camera, then absolutely take an hour or 2 to reflect on your own game and analyze different scenarios. What could you have done better? What did you do well? If you had the chance again, would you pass the ball? Would you take that shot? Do you have to be more vocal? These are the things you need to analyze, and then you can go to team training sessions and actually implement them. Be courageous in team training sessions, because then you're going to be able to translate those skills into real game scenarios. But just make sure you do these steps. Now, let's move on to diet. You cannot fuel yourself like a streamer if you want to exponentially increase your abilities as a footballer. Your diet is directly correlated to your speed, your stamina, and your strength. 3 essential components in the game today. Firstly, you're going to want to prioritize protein. Go for around 1.6 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Focus on lean sources of protein, raw foods, 1 ingredient foods, such as chicken, beef, eggs, tuna, salmon. All of these are viable sources of protein, and protein is essential for athletes like us because it allows for protein synthesis, rebuilding of muscle tissue and muscle fibers, and just helps us recover quicker. Moving on to carbohydrates, one of the most essential macronutrients for footballers. You're going to want to focus on quality carbohydrates. Cut out the white bread, cut out the cheap sweets. Focus on brown bread, brown pasta, and other slow releasing energy carbohydrates. These have to be consumed on a regular basis, but as you get closer to your match, you're gonna wanna focus on carbohydrates which release energy quickly. This can be cereal bars, can be a banana. These things release energy quickly and serve as a good snack before your game to give you that extra boost of energy. In addition, you can consume energy drinks throughout your match, such as Lucozade, Gatorade. These are gonna replenish your electrolytes and add a little bit of sugar to power you through your match. I recommend it heavily, and it is used by athletes as well. You can see Chelsea players, other Premier League footballers often drinking Lucozade in between their matches because it just improves and increases their energy throughout the game. Finally, I want to put a strong emphasis on hydration. If you're dehydrated, you're reducing your speed and your focus. You want to aim for at least 3 liters of water per day to remain hydrated. And even better, add electrolytes to that water if you are training extra hard to replenish your stores. Think of food as fuel. You wouldn't want to put low-grade petrol into a Ferrari. Treat your body like a sports car, like a refined, high-quality car. Don't feed your body poorly. Treat it like it deserves to be treated. Section 3 is going to be mentality. Talent is what gets you noticed, but your mentality is what gets you signed. This is where I see most young players fall off. You have to understand that the best are not only interested in football, they are obsessed over it. They will analyze matches. They will pay attention to the most intricate of details. They will look to improve the most minute details in training. Everything is tailored to being a better footballer. It's an incomparable obsession. You're going to want to watch matches and analyze the best players in your position. For example, if you are a midfielder, you're going to want to analyze players like Federico Valverde, Kevin De Bruyne, Alexis McAllister. These are the top footballers in the world at your position. Study their movements, recognize how they scan, what part of the foot they use to shoot. This is what's going to help you exponentially increase. And I don't just say that for the sake of saying it. You actually need to obsess over these intricate details, because that's what actually was going to make you stand out from your competition. And trust me, there's a lot. Now, you want to focus on self-discipline instead of motivation in order to have a ruthless mindset. You have to understand, on most days, you're not going to feel like training. It might be cold, it might be rainy, it doesn't matter. You have to have a clear focus and have a clear goal in mind. This is why it's so important that you are 100% committed. The days you miss training, someone else is training. This is the harsh reality of the world. Enough training sessions that you miss will compound over time, and other players are just turning up every time and beating you, outworking you. No matter how talented you are, hard work will always beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. So your circle is extremely important to the player you want to become. If you surround yourself with lousy footballers who are only training when they feel like it, then you're just going to be the other next lousy footballer. You have to understand this as a universal truth. It's not only true for football, just in life in general. If you surround yourself with low achievers and low performers, then you're just going to be the next one. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Cut out negative influences and focus on who you want to become. And the last point I want to touch on in terms of mentality is not dwelling over your mistakes. You see, top players like Cole Palmer, Lionel Messi, when they make a mistake, they don't dwell over it. Palmer has missed vital penalties at times, but after he misses, you won't see him complaining all the time and getting angry. You'll just see the most cool, calm face he has ever put on. Don't let your mistakes kill your game. Don't let them affect your performance. Reset. Forget it happened. It's in the past. You cannot change it. Focus on the now and focus on making it better. Understand that every pro was once where you are now, but what separated them was that they never gave up and they remained dialed and locked in, while everyone else started giving up slowly, and then the competition started reducing. Now, moving on to the last section, which is recovery. You're gonna want to get 8 to 10 hours of deep sleep every night. Sleep is your main secret weapon when it comes to recovery. Players who sleep properly are just going to have an edge. You have to sleep properly in order to regenerate your muscle fibers and in order to think clearly and stay sharp during matches. This is going to improve your speed of thought, which is vitally important during football matches, to make those decisions in milliseconds, which can affect the game and change it drastically. In addition, on rest days, you're not going to want to sit down and be inactive. Rest days are for light activities such as jogging, going on a walk to the park, cycling. You don't want your muscles to fully relax, because then next time you make a quick movement, the likelihood of getting an injury is much higher. Ensure your muscles stay activated with light activities. Understand as well that stretching and mobility keep you injury free. So incorporate these into your rest days. Stretch, mobilize, and you'll see pardon me, you'll see that you are more flexible during matches and you'll be able to tackle easier, run faster, jump higher for headers, and not pull your neck. All of these are added benefits to stretching and mobilizing. And lastly, I want to emphasize that pain does not equal weakness. You have to learn to recognize the difference between injury risk and fatigue. Injuries are the #1 killer for young footballers. It kills their dreams. So don't ignore the warning signs. If you feel a slight pain, a muscular problem, and you feel that it's increasing over time, pay attention to it. It's better to stop playing for the day or for like a week than for an entire year. Think about the grand scheme of things. Be responsible and sensible in the choices you make. Improving fast isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently. Dial in your training, fuel your body properly, master your mentality, and respect your recovery. If you stick to this, you'll be shocked how quickly your game levels up. Trust. If you actually found the video valuable, then leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so more young footballers can see a video like this and be aware of what they need to do to become the best footballer they can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you boys in the next one.